The 10 biggest money mistakes you can make. Everybody makes mistakes. Some are just bigger than others. The biggest money mistakes we can make are the ones that significantly affect our financial situation over time, and knowing what they are can be extremely helpful in preventing them from happening to you. Here are 10 of the biggest money mistakes you can make, along with advice on how to correct them before it's too late and how to fix them if you've already made the mistake. First big mistake. Buying a house. There is nothing wrong with buying a house as an investment or to have a place of your own to raise a family. Buying a house that you cannot afford and ends up being foreclosed on is definitely a money mistake, however. It will affect your credit score and possibly hurt the people who depend on you. The best time to buy a house is when you can afford it. Do not take out loans that are too large for you, no matter how good the interest rates are. Second big mistake. Taking on too much debt. It's not enough to just have credit cards. It is tempting to pile up and rack up credit card debt, but if you need to cut expenses, paying off your credit cards may be the best place to start. Credit card debt is unsecured, meaning that creditors cannot take away anything from you other than what is owed on your credit cards. So if you are struggling financially and need money, take care of these first before trying to figure out how to get by without a paycheck. The following mistakes are less severe in comparison. Not saving for retirement. If you don't save now, when you retire at 65 or 70 or whenever you choose, chances are you will still have too little saved for retirement. That means working longer hours as a retiree to make up for lack of savings. And for many people who never expected to work past age 65, this is a shocker when they realize they must go back into the workforce to supplement their meager retirement fund. Third big mistake. Losing control of your finances. It is important to set up a budget that allows you to live within your means. One of the biggest mistakes you can make with your money is to spend more than what you earn. This will only result in a ballooning credit card balance and greater debt that makes it hard or impossible to invest or save for the future. For example, if you are earning $2,000 per month and spending $2,500 per month, then at the end of 1 year you will have spent $24,000 more than what you made, no matter how much interest rate is on your credit card. The best way to avoid this problem is to create a plan that includes goals like saving some money each week so that someday when you retire or have kids they are financially prepared as well. Fourth big mistake. Not understanding what you are doing. It's easy to spend your money impulsively, but it's not so easy when it's gone. Too many people don't think about what they're doing or don't have a plan in place when they buy stuff. This can result in wasted money, regret, and unsatisfied needs down the road. Fifth big mistake. Ignoring the rules that everyone else follows. Many of us choose to go against the grain and ignore the rules that the majority follows, but this is a huge mistake. Forgetting to file taxes may seem like no big deal in the moment, but it can have severe consequences in the future. Don't be fooled into thinking you're exempt because you are young, as there are plenty of other reasons why you might need to file taxes. Remember that not everyone is exempt, so if you meet these requirements, do it anyway. File your taxes quarterly and make sure you don't neglect any income or expenses. Even filing at the last minute will provide some relief should an audit arise later on. Don't ignore your parents' finances. It's natural for children to want to show independence from their parents, but this can also translate into lack of communication about money matters. Parents often know more about managing their finances than we give them credit for, especially when it comes to financial investments like retirement plans or bank accounts. Sixth big mistake. Falling for scams and predatory offers. We have all heard the stories of someone who has gotten taken in by some con, either to part with their hard-earned money or to share sensitive information. When you are looking for a way to make money online and something seems too good, it usually is. Whether it's a scam like Nigerian lottery scams or a more intricate operation like Ponzi schemes, people are trying to get your hard-earned cash every day. They'll promise a return on your investment, which they never deliver, if you're willing to give them what little savings that you may have. One simple way to avoid this mistake is by remembering one word. No. If it sounds too good to be true, then there's probably something fishy about the offer. Seventh big mistake. Not knowing where your credit score stands. As of this writing, your credit score is a 3-digit number which can range from less than 300 to over 850. Your credit score is impacted by a number of factors, such as paying your bills on time, being consistent in your payments and using available credit wisely. Knowing where your current credit score stands will let you see how you are doing compared to the averages and what could happen if you don't pay attention to these factors. For example, many credit cards require that your FICO score be at least 700 before they approve you for their card. If you are at 675 or below, it may be worth applying for a different card that requires a lower credit score. One thing to consider when looking at your FICO score is that every single item in your credit report counts, so it's important not only to know what items are included but also why they might affect your score. 8th big mistake. Buying on an impulse, instead of thinking it through. Buying on an impulse is a terrible idea. It's like buying food when you're hungry and stuffing it in your mouth without tasting it first. Sure, you might have really liked that last cookie that you grabbed from the jar, but this time when you open up the container of cookies to grab one, it'll taste just like last time. Too sweet, stale, and not worth the sugar rush. So instead of making impulsive purchases, think about what you need or want for at least 24 hours before going out and spending money on it. If after thinking about it for 24 hours, the item still sounds good to buy, then go ahead and purchase it. Just make sure you think about what else will happen if you spend all your money on new clothes now, because next week when payday comes around again there won't be anything left over to buy groceries with. 9th big mistake. Having no savings at all. Having no savings whatsoever is a really big mistake. Think about it. You're trusting that things will be okay with all of your expenses, but if something happens, what do you have to fall back on? Losing your job or an unexpected car breakdown are a couple examples of what could happen if you don't save anything. It's better to build some safety nets than find out later that they never existed. Keep in mind that even $10 saved each month can add up over time and help cover any unplanned costs. There are many ways to start saving. Check out these easy money tips for beginners. 10th big mistake. Throwing good money after bad. Many people go to great lengths for the things that are important to them. A person might work 2 jobs and never have time for themselves or neglect their family in order to put food on the table. But sometimes, that extra effort may not be worth it. Giving up just a little bit could make all the difference when it comes to saving money. For example, many car companies offer special payment plans and discounts to drivers who enroll in auto insurance with them. If you buy your car outright, you'll save yourself from having to pay high interest rates on credit cards. It's also wise to take advantage of these benefits if you can afford it, because they often expire within a certain period of time, like 6 months. And if you're looking for additional ways to save money, don't stop there. The same rule applies for groceries as well as utilities such as water and electric bills. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please leave me a like and subscribe to the channel.